All right, so we've constructed our table so far. All right, I created two different ways to give you two options. All right, there's more of a vertical design or a horizontal design for your table. And then now we have to write our equation. Okay, so to write our equation, first what I would do is I would decide, all right, we haven't had really a discussion about independent or dependent variables. Okay, so I'm just going to have a mini discussion with you now. All right, the definition of a dependent variable is easy to remember because a dependent variable depends on the other variable. Okay, it's in the name of the word. A dependent variable depends on the independent. All right, so I have to think, does the number of hours I've fished depend on the amount of fish I've caught? Or does the amount of fish I have caught depend on how long I've been fishing? Okay, I think it makes a lot more sense that how many fish I've caught would depend on how long I've been fishing. So that means that's going to be my dependent variable, T, or total number of fish. So that I'm going to put by itself on the left side of an equal sign, all right? And then on the other side, there has to be something with an H. Okay, I'll try to keep everything color-coded. My H, we have to do something to that. So when I plug in 1 for H, that means I need to get out 13 for T. All right, so this actually is a proportional relationship, a direct variation equation, because if you notice, we can do our test that we did at the beginning of the week. If I take my y, or in this case, my t variable, and put it over my x variable, or in this case, we call it h variable, 13 over 1, or 13 divided by 1 is 13. Okay, if I do 26 over 2, that's 13. If I do 39 over 3, that's also 13. All right, and then if I had room on my board, I would go 52 divided by 4. That would also be 13. So this is that constant of variation. I'm going to go constant of variation. I'm just going to abbreviate it because that's a lot of writing for me. Okay, so if you remember, a direct variation equation is just y equals k times x, where k is that constant of variation and y and x are our two changing variables. So really all I should have to do here is just plug in this constant of variation and put it in right here. So I'm going to put it right here, 13 times h. Now let's see. If I plug in 1 for h, 13 times 1 is 13. That works. So now if I plug in 2 for h, I should get out 26. 13 times 2 is 26. That works out. 13 times 3 is 39. This checks out. Let's plug in 4. 13 times 4 is 52. That checks out. So this appears to be the equation that I'm looking for. And this is what all of your equations will end up looking like when we're dealing with proportional relationships. It's just your y variable or dependent variable is equal to your constant of variation times your independent variable.